Our story today begins in Japan with a young man named Hibiki. As he is accustomed every day, he gets up early in the morning and rides his bicycle to go to his work. We understand together that he works as a mechanic. Suddenly, while he is crossing a bridge, a car passes in front of him and hits him. He has a very big accident and then faints in the end. The strange thing is that no one helps him, and he remains unconscious for several hours. He finds himself trapped inside a tunnel and doesn't know how to get out. 3 days pass and no one comes to save him. From his good luck, he has food and some water with him, and this is the only thing that has kept him alive until now. He wonders how all this time has passed without a single person passing through here. He fears staying trapped longer than this because, in this way, he will surely die. With time, he improves a bit because he was very tired due to the accident he had. He manages to move from his place and exits the tunnel safely. At that moment, he faces the shock of his life. This is because he finds all the buildings look different than before, and even the streets look as if they have been swapped. There is no person walking in the streets, as if they are deserted. He wonders more because he finds a lot of garbage everywhere and bloodstains on it. He thinks to himself that surely a disaster happened, that is the reason for all this. Hibiki gets very tense and doesn't understand anything that is happening. The more he walks, the more shocked he becomes. He circles almost the entire city and doesn't meet a single person on his way. It is clear that all the people have disappeared in a certain way from existence. He wonders when he confirms that he is the only survivor in the middle of all this, and almost no one else but him is present in the city. He doesn't know how he will live alone or how he will act in this very strange situation. He keeps talking to himself the whole way. What happened in the 4 days I was trapped inside the tunnel that made everything change like this? Out of fear, he keeps running until he reaches the place where he works. He is shocked when he finds many people dead and thrown on the ground, and their forms are very terrifying. He flees quickly and goes outside. In that moment, he hears strange sounds coming from the second gate. When he goes to the source of the sound, he gets startled because he finds a man who looks very strange holding a corpse and eating it. This sight makes him terrified and unable to think. He cannot believe that this is actually real. He is surprised in the end when he finds out that this man is his manager, even though he was a very kind man and never thought of hurting anyone at all. As soon as the man sees Hibiki, he attacks him and tries to eat him as well. A big battle happens between them until Hibiki manages to save himself from the man by a miracle. He traps him behind the iron bars so he cannot move from his place. The problem doesn't stop there because the situation gets worse as a larger number of zombies appear in front of him. They try to attack him and eat him in every way. He doesn't know where to face them or where to flee. He exits the place safely and quickly gets into the car in front of him. At that time, he confirms that a catastrophe happened in the country, and all the people turned into zombies and are eating each other. We understand that a virus spread among the people and filled the entire city. Anyone who was infected with the disease would infect those around them until everyone turned into zombies and not a single healthy person remained. The city turned into a ghost city. From Hibiki's good luck, he had the accident on that day and stayed trapped in the tunnel for a few days, and for this reason, he is the only one among them who didn't turn and is still human as he is. Hibiki manages to drive the car until he reaches his home again and goes up quickly to hide inside. From the many difficult sights he saw before him, he gets very startled and feels that he is tired and cannot bear everything he went through today. He is shocked when he doesn't find his fiancée, so he looks for her everywhere, but there is no trace of her. He understands that she too must have turned. We go back in time a few days and see Hibiki with his fiancée. They were living in this same house together because they love each other very much and were preparing for their wedding. For this reason, he had hidden a very beautiful ring and wanted to present it to her at the right time to make her happy. In the present, Hibiki finds the ring and takes it with him. He decides to go out to look for anyone to help him treat his wound because he is very tired and doesn't know how to act. Instead of resting, he meets 2 zombies in front of him. He finds himself surrounded from every direction and doesn't know how to move. He keeps running and circling from one place to another and jumping from apartment to apartment to escape from them. This is something that makes him tired and in more pain than before. Suddenly, while he is lying on the ground, another zombie attacks him. When he looks at its face, he is shocked that this is his friend from school days. Unfortunately, he gets very sad for him, and he has no other solution but to finish him off to protect himself from death. After a few minutes, 2 police officers arrive and save him from the zombies around him everywhere. He gets to know them and learns that their names are Daiki and Shinji. They tell him everything that happened in the country during this period and what brought them to this, and how the people turned into zombies. They explain to Hibiki that they are trying to save all the survivors around them and gather them all in one place, which is better so they can protect each other. Indeed, Hibiki goes with them to the shelter where the rest of the survivors are. Shinji introduces him to everyone present and apologizes to them for being late. He also learns that the only communication system that existed has also broken down. Shinji tries to maintain the lives of the survivors in every way and prevents any of them from going out of the shelter at all. He convinces them that he will go out alone to look for any food and bring some things. He insists on going out alone. Indeed, he does all this and refuses help from any of them. Hours pass, and through all this, Shinji has not returned. They get very worried about him and think that something happened to him. When Hibiki thinks about going out to look for him, Daiki prevents him and refuses, asking him to stick to the instructions. They all sit together to talk and agree to stand by each other no matter what happens, and each one helps the other as much as they can. As long as they are one team, it is impossible for anyone to be able to hurt them. After a long discussion between them, they decide to go outside together. They agree to do this in the morning because at night the situation will be very dangerous for them, and unfortunately, they could fall into the hands of the zombies very easily. They spend a very difficult night without food or water, and the sounds of zombies are around them everywhere, to the point that they reached the door of the shelter and started breaking it. The situation is very difficult for them. Hibiki and all the men run to block the door with all their strength to protect themselves from the zombies. Unfortunately, the situation gets out of control and the door is broken. Some zombies enter inside, and many people are injured and infected because of them. They remain in this war all night, and all they do is protect the entrance in every way to keep the rest of them safe. As soon as the morning comes, all the survivors finally exit the shelter and look together for another place to stay, until, in the end, they reach the hospital where the second shelter is made. Hibiki is shocked when he enters there because he finds the place filled with corpses. He gets very sad when he looks for his beloved among those present, since she was a doctor. But he finds her ID card thrown on the ground and filled with blood. Despite all this, he is sure that she is still alive and insists on reaching her in any way. At the time they are gathered in a room and close it on themselves, one of them goes out to go to the bathroom. In that moment, she hears a very strange sound. When she looks from the window, she is shocked that the zombies are everywhere in the hospital. She runs out of fear and tries to reach Hibiki and those with him to warn them. Hibiki acts quickly and grabs a bow and arrow and starts killing them. Unfortunately, their number is very large, and he will not be able to face them all. In the end, each one goes to hide in a place. The zombies start breaking all the doors on them, and unfortunately, some of them die. After all this, Hibiki and the rest of the survivors exit the hospital by a miracle, and he kills some of the zombies that are still walking behind him. The next morning, Hibiki and those with him reach a safe place and hide there. There they find a radio and try to use it. Maybe they can communicate with anyone. By chance, he manages to communicate with his beloved Kurumi and is finally reassured that she is fine. He tries to find out where she is so he can go and take her. Indeed, she describes to him that they are in one of the buses parked outside. He goes out like a madman without any thought to look for her. He turns the whole place over, but there is no trace of her. He understands that the army must have taken them to the evacuation camp. He insists on finding his beloved and for her to be with him no matter the price, even if this exposes his life to danger. By chance, he meets an old man on his way whose car is broken down. Since he is a mechanic, he decides to help him and actually stops to fix the car. In that moment, he feels that the old man is strange and acting in an even stranger way. When he approaches him, he is shocked that he is infected, and it is all a matter of time before he turns too. Of course, everyone with him gets worried and fears for themselves. They hit the man and try to finish him off. In return, Hibiki gets very sad for him and wants to take him with him. He is forced to listen to their words in the end against his will. When they return to their shelter, he learns from a man there that his sister works in the army, and he confirms to him that the army managed to find a vaccine for the disease and is hiding it. They go back to take the old man again and insist on reaching the camp with him. Maybe they will find the medicine there and be able to treat him before it is too late. When they learn that the road is still long, they tie the man well in the chair so he cannot move or hurt any one of them until they reach the camp and can treat him. In return, one of them gets tense and insists on killing the old man in any way. Indeed, he grabs a knife and approaches him, but Hibiki prevents him at the last moment and protects the old man from him. Suddenly, everyone turns against him, and they run after Hibiki, determined to kill the man because he is already turning, and they have started to fear him. So Hibiki takes him and tries to escape with him while everyone is behind him until he falls with the old man on the ground. His condition is very bad, and he doesn't know how to act at all. After all this, when the old man feels that Hibiki is putting his life in danger for him, he gets very sad for him and decides to sacrifice himself since he is dying anyway. He leads the zombies into a trap and locks himself with them to give Hibiki a chance to escape far away. They see Hibiki watching him being eaten before his eyes, and he is very affected by this scene and sad for the old man, but unfortunately, there is nothing else in his hands to do for him. After he processes what happened, he moves with the rest of the survivors to go to the camp. They hope to actually find the vaccine there. Daiki helps them to find cars to move with. They are very happy when they finally arrive in front of the camp. In the moment they are celebrating, Daiki is shot and dies in seconds. They discover that the army is the one shooting at them and they want to finish them all off. They manage to escape at the last moment and hide in a safe place to see how they will act now after what happened. No one understands why the army wants to kill them in the first place. They feel frustrated because this was their last hope. Despite all that happened, they try to find another way to enter the camp. They are shocked when they find some zombies walking behind them, and they finish them off with great difficulty before any of them is hurt. Hibiki continues with them once again. A few hours later, they decide to sleep in the large building in front of them, since the night is about to begin and the weather outside is not safe at all. Suddenly, they find someone in front of them who attacks them, so they are forced to kill her without any thought. After all this, they are shocked because they learn that she was healthy, and also a very famous actress in the country. They get sad and feel very guilty for her because she died by mistake. They are forced in the end to sleep in that place with her corpse because time is running out and they won't have time to look for any other place. They get up to look for anything to eat and some water so they can continue the journey tomorrow. Of course, they have gotten used to death, and it is no longer something that scares them as much as turning into monsters and zombies like everyone around them. The next morning, a new young man appears before them and threatens them, telling them that this building is under his control and among his properties. A big war happens between the two sides because the young man and those with him steal from anyone who stands in their way, and they are ready to do anything to find some food. Unfortunately, they have many weapons and are able to control Hibiki and those with him very easily. Despite all this, Hibiki doesn't want to surrender and keeps defending his team with the bow and arrow he has. He is forced to stop all this in the end when he finds the life of the small boy with him in danger, because he fears for him very much. This young man arrests Hibiki and his entire team, ties them up, and throws them in a place filled with zombies. He knows it is all a matter of time and nothing more. The zombies will smell their scent and come to finish them off. Hibiki remembers his beloved at this time and insists on finding any way for them to get out of here and save them all from death. He is forced to use his necklace that has the ring to open the door. In the end, the ring falls far from him, so he asks the little girl in front of him to help him. Of course, the girl starts asking him many details that are not at all the right time, and she wants to know who this ring belongs to and what he does with it. Because of this, he remembers many memories between him and his fiancée. Of course, he doesn't have time for all this and is forced to go down himself to get the ring. In that moment, he meets the same young man in front of him. When the boy threatens him with the weapon he has, Hibiki feels from his look that he is a poor boy doing this only out of fear and the circumstances they are all going through, wanting to protect himself in any way. Hibiki talks to him very calmly and tries to convince him that what he is doing is wrong, and that they must stand by each other in circumstances like these so they can live, and that no one is at fault for what happened, and it is a crime to kill innocent people. Before the boy answers him, someone comes and tells him that the army has reached the building and is on its way to them. The young man explains to him that the army is trying to arrest them to test the new vaccine on them and for them to be lab rats, nothing more. In the end, he agrees to help them and releases all the trapped zombies to attack the army as soon as they enter the building and try to hurt them. A big war happens in the building between all sides, and each one tries to save himself from death in any way. By chance at this time, the same little girl turns out to know Kurumi and shows her the ring she has. Kurumi is shocked that her name is engraved inside and remembers Hibiki, her fiancé. She hopes this ring is for her and that he is here with them. Without any thought, she goes to look for him everywhere in the hope that she finds him, and she kills any zombie that stands in her way. At this time, Hibiki is busy in another battle and saves his team to his last breath. He is shocked because for one of them, her lover turns, and she feels sorry for him and doesn't want anyone to kill him. She begs Hibiki to leave him alive. As soon as Hibiki sees this sight, he remembers Kurumi and gets sad and very affected from within. He holds a fire torch and starts scaring the zombies with it to keep them away from his path and be able to escape without hurting them. The young man is shocked when Hibiki refuses to escape with him, even though he has a chance to do so. He insists on taking all the people who were with him first and making sure they are fine. He says that he cannot abandon anyone who trusted him ever. The young man gets very annoyed from within and is jealous of Hibiki because everyone leaves him and goes to Hibiki. Out of spite, when he goes out, he finds Kurumi has left a message for Hibiki on the wall saying that she will wait for him in a certain place so he can find her. Unfortunately, the young man takes the message and tears it up to make sure that Hibiki will never be able to reach her. At the time Kurumi thinks that he will read the message and will be able to reach her and finally they will be gathered together, Hibiki doesn't know how to reach any information about her. He starts to despair of finding her at all. He and his team go outside and think about where they will go now. In the end, they hide inside a ship and think that the zombies are very far from them and that they are safe here. A few hours later, the little girl with them gets sick because she has asthma and needs her medicine as soon as possible, or else she will die. Hibiki insists on helping her and not standing by watching her. He decides to return to the hospital again and bring all the medicines they need. Another person goes with him to help him. Of course, all the way they try to protect themselves from the zombies present everywhere. By chance, they see 3 people standing in the middle of the road with zombies around them trying to escape from them, but they don't know how. Hibiki decides to help them and learns that they are journalists and came here specifically to film everything that is happening and report it to the whole world. The even stranger coincidence is that one of these journalists is looking for his daughter, whom Hibiki actually went out to bring medicine for to save her from asthma. The journalist is very happy and reassured when he learns that his daughter is alive and asks Hibiki to take them with him to there. Hibiki stands to take a few pictures with them for memory. After that, he puts a plan so they can enter the hospital and reach the medicine safely. They stand monitoring the road for a while and wait for the right time. At that moment, Hibiki and Minho enter quickly from the main door without anyone noticing them. When they finish and go out, they are shocked that the zombies attacked the journalists and are eating them. Unfortunately, time is too late, and he doesn't manage to save a single one of them. He is forced to take his friend and flee quickly. The zombies start running after them everywhere. They exert a very big effort to return again to the ship. When they enter inside, they discover that the father managed to reach his daughter and is sitting next to her, reassuring her. Hibiki gives her the medicine, and indeed her health improves very quickly. Hibiki sits to the side to rest because he is tired and his whole body is wounded. He is shocked later when he learns that one of them was infected and hiding it. Unfortunately, the disease spread among all those present, and they were infected because of this girl. He doesn't know how to act in a situation like this. The next morning when they decide to leave, no one wants this girl with them, and they are also very afraid of her. Hibiki remains on a single hope, which is that they find the treatment as soon as possible. Unfortunately, one of them turns suddenly and attacks Hibiki and tries to bite him. Despite all this, Hibiki doesn't want to hurt him and tries to prevent him and keeps him away from him in every way. He is forced in the end to finish him off. He takes them after that and continues again on his way. They keep walking for very long hours until they reach the large camp. They think they are finally safe and start celebrating together. Suddenly, they are shocked by a very large number of zombies outside the barbed wire that exists. They know that death is still around them everywhere, and unfortunately there is no escape for them. When they think well together, they decide to take a small boat and go with it to the second camp. Maybe there at least they will be safe for a longer period, and then they can look for another solution. Indeed, they execute their plan and find a small boat, board it, and travel in the sea for long hours. By chance, the waves pull them to a completely different place, and they find themselves on another very strange island. As soon as they land on the island, they think it is empty and that there are no zombies in it. But when they circle more, they find a building in front of them. They are very happy because they feel that this will be a safe shelter for them without any problems. They are shocked in the end when they find the building filled with the second team that tried to attack them before in the medical building and was the reason for their imprisonment. A big fight happens between them, and of course they refuse to help them or give them anything. They decide to throw them out of the building and have them look for any place to sleep away from them. We learn that their leader is named Shubhai. A few hours later, his wife goes to talk to Hibiki and asks him for help because Shubhai's father is sick and dying and needs medicine very urgently. Hibiki is very affected and agrees to help them. He explains to them that the camp has many medicines, and if they go there, they will find all they need. He agrees that he and Shubhai will go together, and they choose a few others as well to go with them and help them. After a long and exhausting journey, they reach the place and break the door and the wires around it. They start putting a plan to enter and exit without any of them getting hurt. They are afraid because the army kills any person it meets on its way, because they suspect that everyone is infected and they must get rid of them. Shubhai enters and brings his father's medicines. In the moment they are leaving, Hibiki sees a girl whose condition is very bad, and she is sitting on a wheelchair and looks exactly like Kurumi. He gets tense and fears it is her. He insists on confirming for himself before leaving. He sees the same young man taking her to another place. He agrees with his colleagues to arrest him. They approach him and hit him on the head until he finally faints. He gives a chance for Hibiki to approach Kurumi. At this time, Shubhai takes all the medicines and goes out to wait for him with the rest of the group. Unfortunately, the army sees Hibiki while he is trying to escape with Kurumi, and they arrest him in the end and lock him in a room. He is shocked when he opens his eyes because he finds a large number of zombies trapped in front of him in a cage like what happened with them exactly before. He understands from the people with him that they lied to him and said that Kurumi died so he would agree to escape without her. Unfortunately, Kurumi was also infected with the same disease because they are doing research on her to find the serum. After he learns the whole truth, they set the zombies on him to finish him off as well. His friend arrives at the right time and saves his life from death. He takes him and hides in a safe place. Even after all that happened to him, he insists on going to look for Kurumi and taking her with him. He keeps running like a madman everywhere. In the time he is searching, he reaches a strange room. When he opens it, he is shocked when he sees his mother trapped inside it. She is tied with chains after she has already turned into a zombie. Her condition is very bad. He cannot process that she is alive because all this time he thought she and his father had died. He is very sad for her and insists on breaking the chains. Unfortunately, as soon as he frees his mother, she attacks him and tries to eat him. In that moment, someone injects him with a strange substance and he feels he is not conscious and unable to move from his place. He finally surrenders to his mother. In that moment, Minho comes and saves him and stabs her with a knife until she dies. Unfortunately, after what happened, he discovers that he was bitten in his hand and it is all a matter of time and he too will turn. He is forced to take Hibiki and return with him to their shelter. When Hibiki wakes up, he discovers that the one who injected him is his mother's doctor colleague. Both of them were working together on secret research. Unfortunately, it was not authorized and had side effects, and it is what turned them into zombies, and the disease started spreading among people because of them. Hibiki gets sad when he learns that his mother has already died because of him. At the same time, Minho feels regret and apologizes to him for doing that, justifying that he was trying to save his life, nothing more. Of course, Hibiki understands what he did and asks him not to apologize. He thanks him because he was by his side all the time and saved his life more than once. He is shocked in the end when he learns that he was infected and is very sad for him. He keeps crying because he doesn't want to lose him. Finally, Minho surrenders to the reality and knows it is only a few hours and he will die. He asks them to see the sun for the last time and enjoy the beauty of nature. Indeed, they take him to a quiet place in front of the sea. He holds his mobile phone and films the sunset scene. Suddenly he turns and his whole body trembles and he tries to attack them. The situation is very difficult for all of them. They keep crying for him until Hibiki is forced in the end to kill him with his own hands and relieve him from the torture as he requested. After that, they all blame Hibiki because he is the reason for what happened to his friend, and if it weren't for him looking for Kurumi all this time, all this wouldn't have happened and exposed all their lives to danger because of her. After their words, Hibiki is forced to forget Kurumi and surrender to reality to stay with his team. The next morning, he goes to bury Minho. A few hours later, they feel that someone is with them on the island monitoring them. It turns out in the end to be the same young man who had fought with them before. When they arrest him, he explains to them what happened in the camp and that the army arrested many people and killed them in cold blood without any fault. He confesses to Hibiki about the message he tore up. Of course, Hibiki gets angry and hits him and forces him to help him to find Kurumi. At the same time, all of Shubhai's team dies. When he confirms that he is in danger, he takes his wife and decides to leave the island. Hibiki tries to stop him and convinces him to stay with them, but he refuses and insists on leaving. He warns Hibiki and those with him to flee, because the army will surely reach their place soon and will surely finish them off. After a few hours, Hibiki stays thinking all night about his words and is very afraid and tense. Suddenly, he hears a strange sound outside and thinks that the army has actually arrived. He takes the arrow and bow and goes out to defend himself with them. In return, a girl appears from between the trees and begs him not to kill her. Unfortunately, Hibiki doesn't hear what she is saying. Out of fear, he shoots the arrow in his hand and discovers in the end that it is Kurumi, and that he unfortunately killed her with his own hand. She falls before him on the ground after being injured. From the shock, he carries her in his arms and keeps circling with her, not knowing how to act or where to go. He cannot believe that he killed his beloved with his hand. We understand that she works with the army and helps them in making the vaccine, and for this reason she is important to them. As soon as they see her in this state, they take her immediately from his arms and transfer her to the hospital and treat her. She asks them that no one hurts Hibiki or his team. From the shock, Hibiki refuses to leave the island and stays sitting there, unwilling to move from his place because of what he did. We understand that they are doing all this because her body has antibodies to the virus and she is the vaccine itself. For this reason, she is the only one the experiment succeeded with and she hasn't been infected with the disease yet. A few days later, Hibiki learns that one of his team is infected and needs the serum or else he too will die. He thinks of a way to reach the serum. Then the young man he imprisoned offers them a good plan. They agree to communicate with Kurumi via radio and ask her for the serum because she is the only one who can get them the serum without any problems. The big shock is that when she comes to meet them, she attacks Hibiki and tries to shoot him. We understand she is doing this because the army is threatening her and they want her to get rid of them. She waits for the right time and gets rid of the soldier with her and explains to Hibiki what is happening in detail. Unfortunately, after all this, Hibiki doesn't manage to take the serum from her and returns to his team without the medicine. For the first time, the young man confesses to him that he too has admired Kurumi for a long time. For this reason, he didn't like him and wanted to get rid of him. He feels regret for all he did, and promises him to stay out of their way forever because they truly love each other. Hibiki insists on going to look for her in the camp again. As soon as he arrives there, he is shocked that all the soldiers have also turned into zombies and are acting in a terrifying way. He wonders how they haven't found a vaccine until now, and suspects that a disaster is happening that is the reason for all this, and surely they are doing new experiments. At the same time, Kurumi stands with her manager and feels that he is a truly obsessed man and insists on continuing with his hideous experiments. He thinks he made a serum and managed to reach what he wants in the end. He is very proud of himself and tells her that with this serum he will be able to control the whole world. She is shocked more when she learns that he intended to create this disease and he is the one who spread it among people with this great speed to turn the whole world into chaos and be able to control humans, and also to bring his dead wife back to life again because he loves her very much and was crazy about her. In this moment, Hibiki enters upon them and the manager orders her to kill him. She is forced to run as much as she can and grabs the knife and approaches Hibiki very quietly. Hibiki is shocked by her actions and wonders how she wants to kill him. In that moment, he notices that she is wearing his necklace that has the ring and confirms that she still loves him. He understands that she is forced into her actions and tries to calm her down as much as he can. Of course, the manager gets very angry and grabs his weapon and shoots all the boxes around them. A very large amount of blood falls from them, attracting the zombies to their place. Because they know they will no longer be able to escape, they surrender to the reality and hold on to each other to die while they are at peace at least. They are shocked in the end that the young man is coming with the full team and they start finishing off all the zombies around them with their weapons. When the manager takes his wife's body and tries to escape, he falls into his own trap and one of the zombies attacks him and turns him as well. Hibiki exits in that moment and insists on killing the doctor. He, Kurumi, and the rest of the team exit safely from the whole place and return again to the island. They all live together on it after they confirm that no one will be able to reach their place. They decide to start anew in this place. Until here ends the events of our story today. Wait for me for new videos and summaries.